Hey guys, listen to these facts. You can see or you can read is not a guarantee that you are not gradually getting blind or you cannot get blind. Do you know you can be losing your sight without knowing? Do you know you can be gradually suffering from visual loss without realizing it? Whereby gradual loss of vision is one of the cardinal signs and symptoms of blindness that should never be ignored. This video is another golden opportunity for you to learn how you can actually test your vision by yourself at home without necessarily going to the hospital or without necessarily in need of any test kit or device. All you need to do is just to pay an attention. Follow my video, watch my video to the end, and I will unleash to you the necessary tips, the necessary secrets you need to know about how you can actually test your vision to know whether you are gradually getting blind or not. If you are watching my video for the first time, please kindly press the subscription button, like, share, and comment of my video. Subscription is free. It's just for you to gain an access to more of my educative and informative videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, I pray God bless you. I'm still there, your brother and your friend, Stephen Oluwatumininu. Now, how can you actually test your vision by yourself at home without necessarily going to the hospital or in need of any test kit or device? Just pay an attention. Now, we are going to categorize this into three sections. The first section, we shall be talking about the distant and near vision. The second section, we shall be talking about the peripheral vision or visual field. And the third section, we shall be talking about testing of your color blindness. Either you are color blind or not. That is colored vision test. Now, let's talk about testing of distant and near vision. In testing of distant and near vision, each eye are usually tested separately, but we shall first be talking about testing of distant vision. Testing of your distant vision is an ability to know how far you can actually see. And like I said, each eyes are usually tested separately. If you open two eyes at a time, you might not be able to know if one eye is already blind or not. Now, let me chip in a short story here now for you to really know the importance of testing each eye separately. A woman was presented to the clinic with persistent frontal headache. Now, all the necessary illness that could prone her to be having headache has been ruled out. Then the treatment has been given. But she yet continuously feeling the headache. She was now referred to eye center. As our tradition in eye department, we will usually perform visual examination, which we call visual acuity. And in doing the visual acuity, each eyes are usually tested separately. We now told her, Mama, cover your left eye, open the right eye. Then we test her vision on her right. Then after testing the right vision, now we ask her to close the other one and open the previous one. It was at that moment that this woman realized she has lost vision in one eye. Since all this while, she didn't know. Mind you, visual problem or visual comment or discussion is not what actually brought her, but instead persistent headache. But being that one of the eye illness could present with persistent headache, especially glaucoma, she was referred to the eye department. So what I'm telling you is each eyes are usually tested separately. Now, if you want to do this, I will advise you should do it in a well-lit environment, that is not in the darkness. Now, close one of your eyes. You can close the right, open the left. Now, focus at an object that is located far away from you. Note the characteristics of that object. Note the forms of it. Now, open that eye, close the other one, and look at the object you initially focused. Now compare the vision in the two eyes with each other. If there are differences in what you sighted initially, definitely you are gradually losing vision in one eye. So, and if you do so, it is high time for you to go to the nearby hospital or visit the nearby eye specialist for early diagnosis and prompt treatment to really know what actually your problem is. The second one, which you shall be talking about, is testing your near vision. Testing of near vision is trying to test the ability of how good you can read. That is testing your reading ability. Now, the normal reading distance is between 35 centimeter, some author says to 40 centimeter. So it is expected that whatever you want to read, a book should be placed before you at a distance of 35 centimeter averagely. That is, getting it more closer to you is an abnormality. Extending it backward before you can be able to see clearly is an abnormality. That is, you should be able to read legibly with the distance of 35 centimeter. That is, the print should not be too bold so that you won't deceive yourself. It should be a tiny print. And if you are holding any book, any print, or even your phone with a tiny lettering at a distance of 35 centimeter to you, and you cannot see properly, or you begin to jump lines, or you are having a kind of a blurry vision, or you need to extend it backward before you can see clearly, definitely you might be in need of glasses, or you might be having a visual defect. That is, it is time for you to visit the nearby eye specialist for early diagnosis and prompt treatment. Just like I usually say, to any illness in the body or in the eyes, the better prognosis is when the illness is early diagnosed and promptly treated. Now, let's talk about the second one, which is testing your peripheral vision or your visual field. What is your visual field? What is your peripheral vision? It is the circumference at which you can see when your eye is fixed at a point without necessarily turning your eyeball to the right or the left. In other words, the circumference of a cycle is 360 degrees. And for the fact that we don't have eyes at the back of our head, we only have eyes in the front of our head, then we are expected to see at a degree of 180, that is half of a cycle. That is, from these your two ears to the sideways, then come to your front, is expected to be your normal visual field. And how do you do this? You have to fix your eye at a point directly in front of you. Now you won't turn your eyes to the right or the left. You fix your eye at a point. You are expected to see any object that is located at your right hand side and at your left hand side. That is, from the sideways of your two ears. That is, any object that is located at least 4 meters away, both from the right to the left. Fixing your eye at a point without necessarily turning your eyeballs to the right or the left, you are expected to see any object that is being placed at your two right hand side. If you can't see, or maybe when the object is begin to be moved, to the front, that you can able to see, definitely is an indication that you are gradually losing your peripheral vision. And this usually occur in a case like glaucoma. There will be a kind of gradual loss of vision until your vision becomes a tunnel vision, something like this. As if when you are looking through a tunnel, you will be able to see far. Your distant vision won't be affected, but you will just realize that if you want to look at the right without necessarily turning your eyeball, you will need to turn your head to the right. If you want to look at the left, whereby fixing your eye at a point, you should be able to see what is located at the left. You might not be able to see until you turn your head. Definitely, your vision is gradually going. And one thing about glaucoma is when it's end, when it's done with finishing one eye, that it will move to the other eye. And how can you know this? It might be asymptomatic. You might not be having any headache. You might not be having any symptoms, but you just realize that you wake up one day, you are not able to see again. Or if you close one eye, open the other, compare the vision in the two eyes, you will realize that one eye is already gone without necessarily realizing it. So it is very, very important to go for regular eye examination to know the present state of your vision, so that if there's any deficient in any of your vision, or if there's any complaint, or you have any disorder, you can quickly visit the nearby eye specialist for early diagnosis and prompt treatment. That is what will give you a better prognosis to the outcome of what your problem will actually be. The third one we shall be talking about is testing your color vision. Do you know majority of people are color blind and they don't realize it? Of course. A man once came to the clinic, and by when the time we want to test his color vision, he has been calling whatever that is green black. Do you know, right from when he was giving birth to, he never realized it, that all the color that he has been seeing as green is all what the color he has been calling black are actually green. Reason being that he was colored blind. And it's the moment that when we start examining him that he realized that he was actually color blind. So it is very, very good for you to actually know whether you are color blind or not. And how do we do this? You can just, go to the Google, test, just type in testing for color vision. There will be some charts that will be to bring out. Now, a particular animal can be represented with a particular color upon the background of different other colors. They will now ask you to begin to trace that animal. If you can actually do that, then the color that the animal is being represented with, you are not actually blind to that color. Or if they begin to show you, okay, which color is this, and you are able to get it, you are not color blind. But if you can't do so, you are actually blind to one color or the other. Now, additional tips for you. I will advise you that regularly go for eye examinations. Just like I've been saying, I say a better prognosis is when an illness is early detected and prompt treatment, and that is what will give you a better prognosis to either eye illness or any systemic illness. Additional thing that I will tell you, I will advise you to regularly perform all these self-test examination by yourself at home, so that if there's any deficiency earlier in time, you'll be able to know and to approach an eye specialist or the hospital for early detection and prompt treatment. For the fact that you are seeing today doesn't mean that tomorrow you will see. I'm not praying that you should be blind, and I'm praying that you never get blind. But for you not to gradually be getting blind without knowing it, please perform all this self-test examination by yourself. There's a way we do it in the standard form, but at least at a layman language, at a layman level, I've tried to explain to you how you can actually test yourself. Visual examination that you can do by yourself at home without necessarily going up and down, without necessarily in need of any test kit or device, or without necessarily going to the hospital before you know whether you are gradually getting blind or not. If you have benefited from this my video, please kindly press the subscription button, like, share, comment on my video. Like I said, subscription is free. It's just for you to gain an access to more of my educative and informative videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, God bless you. I'm still that your brother and your friend, Stephen Oluwatumininu. Thanks for watching and God bless you.